From the mystique of ancient Egypt, the romance and glamour of Paris and Venice, to the excitement and hustle of New York City, Las Vegas evokes an aura of fantasy. In this episode of Las Vegas Up Close, we'll go straight to the heart of this fantasy land, the magnificent hotels and casinos. We'll see how these mega resorts and theme hotels set the spectacular stage for the town we call Vegas. Although considered small when compared to most cities, Las Vegas is the largest American city founded in the 20th century and is home to some of the most lavish and opulent hotels in the world. From its humble beginnings in 1905, it took less than 50 years to become an international household name and carve its place in history. Today, Vegas is known for its mega resorts and theme hotels. But long before it had exploding pirate ships and laser light shows, it was known to be elegant, lavish, relaxing, and glamorous. It was the 1950s when it all started, and Vegas was known throughout the world as the jewel of the desert. And in the center of it all stood the legendary Sands Hotel. The Sands opened on December 15, 1952, at a cost of $5.5 million. It was considered cutting edge at the time, and its award-winning design, called suburban architecture, set the precedent for the elegant and relaxed atmosphere that was Vegas. From the mid-50s throughout the 1970s, the Sands reigned as the place to be seen. And to performers like Frank Sinatra, Danny Thomas, Jane Powell, and hundreds more, it became the standard by which success in Vegas was measured. By the mid-1980s, Vegas was fast becoming a family destination, and pressure to compete with a new age of mega resorts started to take its toll on the Sands Hotel. On June 30th, 1996, it finally closed its doors, and on November 26th, the Sands was imploded to make way for a new luxurious mega resort. As the charges were detonated in the famous Sands Tower, thousands of people silently watched as the Vegas celebrity and landmark came crashing to the ground, marking an end to an era as it passed into history. Standing in its place is the spectacular Venetian Hotel and Casino. The Venetian opened its doors in 1999 and was quickly celebrated as one of the most beautiful hotels in the world. The hotel was inspired by Venice, one of Italy's most romantic cities, often called the City of Water. The attention to detail is remarkable, from the gondola-filled lagoon, elegant arched bridges, and beautiful piazzas to stone walkways and flowing canals. It's easy to see why this $2 billion, 36-story mega resort has awed and delighted visitors from all over the world. With over 3,000 rooms, a 116,000 square foot casino, and a 500,000 square foot shopping mall, it currently ranks as the 10th largest hotel in the world.
So the canal was an integral part of the romantic feeling of Venice. We brought the designers and the architects to Venice, Italy. And we spent many days there, and we came back with the conclusion that in order to reproduce the romance of Venice, we had to reproduce what Venice had on a one-to-one scale. So all of the facades of the buildings in the front, and the marble designs on the floor, and the paintings on the ceiling are all one-to-one reproductions of very famous works of Venice, both the landmarks and the famous icons of the interiors of the palace. And it's a very authentic reproduction of the very wondrous, magical, fabled city of water.
I deal with Venetian history, and I'm the historical advisor of the project. I've been living in Venice now for 12 years. They see all this beauty, they say, wow, this is great, I'm in a great place, I love it, I want to know more about Venice. And what I really hope is that afterwards people that haven't been to Venice would really like to go to Venice.
The Venetian has charged me with breeding, setting up, training, and flying on a daily basis 2,000 white homing pigeons. This is Victor. He's a Victoria crown pigeon. This is the largest species of pigeon in the world. Comes from Australia, and there's 52 of these in all of North America. These birds are so prized that in 1842, one was brought back on a ship and given as a gift to the Doge of Venice.
It was all about finding the right talent, looking for the right material. We're actually pulling characters from history, Casanova, Marco Polo, famous doges and courtesans, and really it's all about the costuming, the detail, and the research that we put into the costuming, the costume designs, the kind of materials and fabrics that we use, the level of the talent.
We'll be entertaining with the song and the dance throughout the day, every day.
Venite l'agile, barchetta mia, Santa Lucia, Santa Lucia.
The Venetian Hotel and Casino is an authentic recreation of one of the world's most celebrated cities. Another celebrated destination full of energy and excitement is New York City. And in Las Vegas, the Big Apple lives on. Opened in 1997, the $485 million New York Hotel and Casino is a wonder, even by New York standards. Recreated after the Manhattan, New York skyline, it consists of 12 skyscrapers containing over 2,000 rooms. The interconnected structures, which feature replicas of famous landmarks, including the Empire State Building at 47 stories high, the Chrysler Building, and the AT&T Building, are approximately one-third the size of their actual counterparts in New York City. The replica of the Statue of Liberty, which towers over New York's harbor, is over 150 feet tall. Even the famous Brooklyn Bridge, which spans over 300 feet long, 1/5 the length of the original, is part of the design.
We have more people that cross our Brooklyn Bridge every year than do on foot in the one over in Brooklyn.
Weaving its way around and through the entire hotel is the Manhattan Express.
Twist and dive maneuver roller coaster, which is quite, as you can hear, quite popular here. A lot of people enjoy it. It starts in the building, goes around the perimeter, comes back in. The cars on that are quite unique. They are designed like the yellow taxi cabs of New York City. There are up to 5 trains that can go. Each train has 4 cars, and they're yellow with the black checkerboard across it and have little headlights for at night, which is quite an experience, people say, when you go up and you come around Statue of Liberty, you see all the lights of the Strip. It's quite a sight to see.
Inside, you'll find an 84,000 square foot casino constructed to give the feeling of Central Park.
Guests from New York City love it. We get comments ranging from they love how at home it makes them feel to the detail, which I mentioned. You've got your brownstones, you have windows, you have laundry on the fire escapes, we have the cobblestone streets, we have manhole covers, steam coming out of them.
Included on the streets are a wide variety of famous restaurants and eateries straight from New York City. All this set against a backdrop of well-known New York landmarks, like the New York Stock Exchange, Times Square, Park Avenue, and Greenwich Village. It's no wonder that New York Hotel and Casino is considered one of the most creative architecturally designed hotels ever. Extraordinary attention to detail recreates not only the look, but the essence of one of the most popular cities in the world. Intrigue and mystique is part of what makes Las Vegas what it is. Captivating. Paris Las Vegas fits right in. And it's one of the newest theme hotel casinos in town. On September 1st, 1999, Paris opened to critical acclaim with over 2,900 rooms and costing $785 million. The hotel features authentic replicas of famous French landmarks, including a 50-story Eiffel Tower, the Arc de Triomphe, the Hôtel de Ville, the Paris Opera House, and of course, the Louvre. No stone was left unturned and no detail spared to bring the beauty of Paris to the Las Vegas Strip.
We're on Le Boulevard, which you would see in a typical French village. We have a bakery, a working bakery, ovens from France. We're making 2,000 baguettes a day, 1,000 pastries. These shops don't actually exist in Paris or in France. We've taken photos, we've had designers come over, and then they've put them together. We have what we call environmental entertainers, as if you would see them on the boulevard in a street in Paris. Jugglers and mimes and artistes. The bricks and mortar is not what really sells the guest. It's the personal interaction with the employee, and in fact we call them citizens of Paris, all 4,200 people here, who we've trained to speak some French, 50 words of French, always with the English translation.
Bon après-midi, good afternoon, monsieur. Bienvenue, welcome.
We've had many visitors since we opened from Paris, and when the Parisians come and they visit Paris, Las Vegas, and they see the Eiffel Tower, and they see the Arc de Triomphe, they say, oh, it's so authentic. So if I moved you to Paris right now in an instant, you'd have a hard time seeing the difference between the two.
The 540-foot high Eiffel Tower is half the size of the original in Paris. It is constructed of welded steel, unlike the French version, which is made of raw iron.
We borrowed the same plans for the Eiffel Tower from the French government. Gustave Eiffel's plans from 1889. And they said, if you're going to do it right. Here's our plans. And we have it painted the same way it's painted in Paris. And we even have bolts in ours, and ours is steel, and it doesn't need bolts. But we have it to be authentic.
At 460 feet above the casino floor, you can actually see the tower's structural integrity as you pass through the ceiling, riding the glass elevator up to the observation deck. From the top, there is a spectacular 360-degree view of the Las Vegas Valley.
The Parisians love this resort, and they see the Arc de Triomphe. They say, oh, it's so authentic. 2/3 replica, same lighting, same names of Napoleon's generals, same everything. We try to be very authentic and very respectful to the French culture.
From the romantic to the mystical, Las Vegas worships its own pyramid of the desert, the Luxor Hotel and Casino. The Luxor was built in 1993 at a cost of $700 million. It rises over 350 feet and is comprised of over 4,000 hotel rooms, making it the third largest hotel in the world.
Luxor is a pyramid. It's a 350-foot glass pyramid covered in black onyx. On the inside is 29 million cubic feet of just space. It's the world's largest atrium. In the pyramid, our rooms surround us on the atrium level. You can look down from your room onto the atrium level. And we're divided basically into 3 sections: casino, attractions, and open air. Everything is Egyptian themed, both throughout the property and also in your rooms. In the main pyramid where you can stay, you ride the inclinator up to your room, and the one wall of your room is also slanted.
The inclinator is an elevator that travels on a 39-degree angle along the inner wall of the pyramid. It is a feature unique to the Luxor in both name and design.
On top of Luxor's pyramid is the world's brightest beam of light. It's our signature piece, really. In fact, on a clear day from Los Angeles, you can see it from 250 miles away at a cruising altitude. You can read a newspaper 10 miles in space by its light. It's 40 billion candle power, which is about 40 times stronger than the world's strongest searchlight.
The architectural structure is not the only attraction at the Luxor.
We're inside the tomb and museum of King Tutankhamun here at the attractions level at Luxor. This is an exact replication of the tomb as it was discovered in Egypt by Howard Carter in 1922. All the artifacts you see behind me are an exact replication of how they really are. Painstakingly made in Egypt by artisans overseen by the world's leading Egyptologist, Dr. Mabrouk. They were handcrafted there, brought over, and reassembled here at Luxor so we can see them as they are today.
The hotel also features some of the most exciting shows Las Vegas has to offer.
We have a show called Blue Man Group, live at Luxor. You may have heard of Blue Man from their sellout shows in New York, Boston, and Chicago. And now we've got them, and they're bigger and better than ever. You're going to love this production.
Luxor is also home to Ra, one of Las Vegas's hottest and most state-of-the-art nightclubs.
It actually is an appropriate name for a nightclub when you think about it. Ra was the god of the sun, and he ruled the underworld at night. We just rekeyed the sound system inside, so everywhere you go in the club is in perfect stereo. It's the only live venue in all of North America with that capability.
Not only is the Luxor Hotel and Casino an engineering marvel, it is also a tribute to Las Vegas' visionary genius and the epitome of the glamour by which the city is now known. Next, sky-high towers, magnificent palaces, and magical kingdoms. Coming up on Las Vegas Up Close. In the 1950s and 60s, Las Vegas was known mainly as a gambling town, and the luxurious hotels that lined the Strip catered strictly to the gambler. But by the beginning of the 1970s, a change was taking place. Visionaries like Kirk Kerkorian saw Vegas as an entertainment town and a future family destination. In 1973, he opened the most expensive hotel of its time and marked the arrival of the theme mega-resort with the magnificent MGM Grand Hotel. During the rest of the decade, there were a few smaller hotels that also opened, like the Imperial Palace and the Barbary Coast. But perhaps the most unnoticed opened at the far north end of the Strip. It was Bob Stupek's Vegas World, and it opened with 15 slot machines and 100 hotel rooms. The casino continued to grow in size and profitability, until over 20 years later, Bob tore down Vegas World and opened what is now the tallest building in the western United States, the Stratosphere Hotel and Casino. And from up top, you'll stand over 100 stories high and catch quite a view. The Stratosphere Hotel and Casino opened on April 30th, 1996 with over 1,500 hotel rooms, a fashion mall, and a 100,000 square foot casino. But it's the $550 million tower that attracts people to this Las Vegas landmark. At 1,149 feet high, it's not surprising that the Stratosphere has the fastest elevators in the United States. Each one ascends and descends at a speed of almost 21 miles per hour, 3 times the speed of most elevators. The pod sits atop of the tower. Inside, there is a romantic 220-seat cocktail lounge, as well as a 360-seat rotating restaurant that makes a complete revolution every 20 minutes. You definitely won't find a better view of the Las Vegas lights than from the top of the Stratosphere. And if the view isn't exciting enough, try riding 2 of the most thrilling rides in the world. The High Roller is 110 stories above the Las Vegas Strip. This roller coaster reaches a speed of 30 miles per hour and travels terrifyingly along the edge of the tower. The Big Shot uses air launch technology, allowing passengers to experience up to 4 G-forces 160 feet into the air. Neither are rides for the weak-hearted. The Stratosphere Hotel and Casino stands as the sole monolith against the Las Vegas skyline and reminds visitors there's no place like Vegas. If the peak of the Stratosphere crowns the Vegas skyline, then the magical and mystical Caesars Palace Hotel is a kingdom unto itself. Since its opening in 1966, the hotel's classic Roman opulence has drawn countless dignitaries, high rollers, and celebrities into its empire. The hotel boasts one of Vegas's most famous landmarks, the Brahma Shrine, a replica of one of Thailand's most popular Buddhist shrines. The hotel is renowned for its ornate statuary, as well as its elegantly appointed casinos, gourmet restaurants, and lavish spa. Included in the hotel's 2,500 rooms are the fantasy suites that will satisfy even the most discriminating guests. The spa at Caesars offers a unique and extensive array of services, including Ayurvedic and Indonesian massages and body treatments using healing spices and herbs. At Caesars, everyone gets the royal treatment, and you don't even have to stay overnight to enjoy the amenities of the empire. One of the most popular Vegas family attractions is located at Caesars, the Forum Shops, featuring the Race for Atlantis ride, Fall of Atlantis fountain show, and a saltwater aquarium. This shopper's paradise opened in May of 1992 and instantly became one of the most popular attractions in Las Vegas.
But we're unbelievably welcomed here in Las Vegas as an attraction. And that's part of what makes this a successful place. And people just come here just to want to walk around. And not only do they wind up walking around, knock on wood, they come here and they shop as well.
In fact, over 18 million people come through the Forum shops each year, the equivalent of over 2/3 of all visitors to Las Vegas.
We have hit on certain days, a high of 80 to 85,000 people come through here. Every day is like Christmas here for us compared to most shopping centers around the country.
The site encompasses over 12 acres, and its interior design is a fantasy recreation of a Roman Forum streetscape between the years of 300 BC and 1700 AD.
The architecture here in terms of the storefronts and everything was based on actual drawings, actual architectural renderings, and then like any great architect, they get a little bit creative and fit what makes Las Vegas what it is. And it's Las Vegas's interpretation of the architecture, but it is based on actual architecture of ancient Rome.
It includes classic marble columns and arches, and a sky that changes from sunrise to sunset and back again every 45 minutes.
What we call the sky feature here, which is our ceiling, in a traditional mall, they have skylights. Here we wanted to create a sense that you were walking down a Roman street, and whether it be during the day, early evening, or a romantic night on a Roman street, we've created it here. It's computerized, and there's different lightings up there to create the different effects. And it takes about a 45-minute cycle to go from day to evening to night, back to day again.
Under the sky, the Forum has the greatest selection of shops and restaurants in Vegas. Here you'll find the elegant boutiques of famous designers, as well as the gourmet and theme restaurants of world-renowned chefs.
It's really a showcase restaurant here. I don't think any of our restaurants in Los Angeles or wherever they are, are as beautiful as this one. And I think this is really stunning.
The primary goal for us here is to make a great shopping experience for anybody. And when I say anybody, it can be anybody from Paducah, Kentucky, from Paris, France, to Tokyo. We appreciate everybody that comes through here. So whether they're here sightseeing, whether they're going to spend $2, whether they're going to spend several $1,000s, we want them to make sure that when they walk out of here, it is the best possible experience that they've ever had.
The central piazzas feature elaborate fountains and classic statuary, such as the beautiful Fountain of Gods. At one end of the shopping concourse is a Roman Great Hall of heroic proportion. Shoppers are entertained by an incredible attraction, the Fall of Atlantis Fountain Show. It features lifelike animatronic figures and dazzling special effects, creating an extravagant display as the mythical lost continent rises and falls before your eyes. If you want to get into the action, take a wild ride on a chariot. Race for Atlantis is an IMAX 3D motion simulator ride where Voyagers search for the Ring of Atlantis while battling a vicious sea dragon. Also located in the Roman Great Hall is the Atlantis Aquarium, a 50,000-gallon saltwater marine environment containing over 500 of the world's most beautiful tropical fish. At Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, experience royalty of mythical proportions. Our next fantastical kingdom gets its name from the legendary Excalibur, the mythical sword extracted from a stone by the young King Arthur. Today, the Excalibur Hotel and Casino, the 4th largest hotel in the world, rises like a colorful Camelot. The hotel opened in June of 1990 and cost just over $300 million. It was designed to be an attraction for children and help establish Las Vegas as a family destination, and that's exactly what it accomplished. The main structure is a beautiful white castle with a drawbridge spanning a moat. The castle is divided into 3 levels. The first level is Fantasy Fair, where you can find a variety of carnival and arcade games, and the Magic Motion Theater, where you actually feel like you're riding on a runaway train. On the second level is the casino with enough gaming area to cover 4 football fields. The third level is called Medieval Village and is filled with a variety of shops, restaurants, roving performers, and the Jester's Stage, where entertainers perform daily. Moderately priced and featuring a festive atmosphere, the hotel is anything but ordinary. Perhaps the main attraction of the Excalibur Hotel and Casino is its famous dinner show, the Tournament of Kings. Appearing nightly in the 900-seat King Arthur's Arena, the Tournament of Kings is a production show featuring armored-clad knights who fight for your allegiance while jousting and battling in a dirt arena with swords and other weapons of choice. The show is filled with all the pageantry of King Arthur's England, beautiful horses, richly decorated costumes, fireworks, laser lights, and plenty of action. Coordinating the stunts is no easy task.
Everything has been rehearsed many times. They do not improvise. If we got any problem during the fight, there we go, a broken sword. Always make a difference between a job of a stuntman and an acrobat. If we do a stunt, you don't want to make it, you want to make it look like it hurts. And of course, you don't want to be hurt. But it's got people in the audience, I want to see their face going, oh God, man, that guy must be hurt. Well, and of course, being a stuntman, you got to be able to do it without getting hurt 20 times on the road if you have to. If you're going to do something like West Side Story, don't use stuntmen, use dancers. But if you're going to do something, very violent movie like Gladiators, then definitely use stuntmen, no acrobats.
If Las Vegas is the jewel of the desert, then the Excalibur Hotel and Casino is certainly its shining castle, where dreams and fantasies continue to come true. On the other side of the Strip is the sister hotel to Excalibur, Circus Circus. Opened in 1968, it was the first of the family-style themed hotel casinos. For years, the hotel was renowned for its genuine circus arena, with trapeze artists, acrobats, jugglers, and magicians. But in 1993, Circus Circus opened Grand Slam Canyon, now renamed the Adventure Dome. The Adventure Dome is a 5-acre amusement park enclosed under a 350,000 square foot glass dome and packed with 18 attractions and other carnival rides. It took 1 year to build, and at a cost of over $90 million, it's currently the largest standalone indoor theme park in America. Next, non-stop entertainment, from classic showgirls to sophisticated illusions. Coming up on Las Vegas Up Close. Once billed as one of the world's largest hotels, the Tropicana Hotel and Casino became famous for its 17 acres of manicured lawns and gardens, and for the fact that more than 1 employee per guest was always provided, ensuring that patrons received prompt service. The Tropicana also offered the best in Vegas entertainment. In 1973, a new 1,150-seat theater was constructed, making it the largest showroom in Vegas. It was built to the specifications of Sammy Davis Jr. And it became his showcase, as well as for other Vegas legends such as Anne Margaret, Jack Benny, Lou Rawls, and many others. Today, the Tropicana Hotel and Casino has long been surpassed in size by some of the newer theme hotels. Although one of the oldest hotels on the Strip, it still has over 1,870 rooms. And a renovation in 1995 gave it a totally new look.
What makes this property really unique is number one, is the great value. I mean, this is a fabulous resort with the best amenities. When you think about the rooms, the pools, the restaurants, the entertainment, we have a great casino. All of this development in Las Vegas has really created a niche for the Tropicana, where we come in and we say, you know, we're a great resort, but this is a place where people know your name. This is where you can still get great service. This is a traditional casino where you still get a great gamble.
Inside, running a full extension across the main blackjack gaming area, is a leaded stained glass ceiling valued in excess of $1 million and containing more than 4,000 square feet of actual leaded glass. Due to building vibrations caused by massive air conditioning and mechanical systems, the ceiling had to be suspended on vibration-free pneumatic shock absorbers. The ceiling actually remains stationary and the building vibrates around it. Outside in the courtyard is the world-famous 5-acre lagoon filled with tropical foliage and one of the world's largest indoor-outdoor pools, complete with waterfalls.
We have a fabulous pool in the outdoor gardens, and one of the best in Las Vegas still. We have a tropical motif, and our latest is the Birdman of Las Vegas, Joe Crothwell, who does a fabulous show during the day, good for all audiences. He does 3 free shows every day, and the things he does with those birds are tremendous.
Here's an impression too. This is his version of a ballet girl.
Another distinction held by the Tropicana Hotel and Casino is the fact that it currently hosts the longest-running production show in the history of Vegas and the United States, the Folies Bergère. In 1959, Lou Walters, father of journalist Barbara Walters and entertainment director of the Tropicana Hotel and Casino, brought over from Paris the world-famous French revue, Folies Bergère. The show introduced 2 new concepts to Las Vegas, the nude showgirl and the French can-can. And it wasn't long before the Tropicana Hotel became known as the home of the most beautiful women in the world.
We decided to offer the first show, the early show of Folies Bergère, covered, and then the late show is the traditional French topless revue. And that way we really have 2 choices. We're serving 2 segments of the market. The consumer can come early if they want to see a covered, a more traditional family-oriented show, or later to the topless show if that's their preference.
The Folies Bergère set the stage for what has become the classic Las Vegas production show. And after 40 years, it still plays to a full house. Another theater known for its sellout crowds is the $27 million Lance Burton Theater at the Monte Carlo Resort and Casino. Named for the master magician, the theater was custom built to amaze audiences of his grand illusions and sleight of hand. Burton, a world champion magician, takes his audience on a 90-minute magical journey. Guests will continue to be spellbound by the Monte Carlo Resort and Casino. Renowned for its elegant decor, reminiscent of the famous Monaco playground. Not only does it feature 3,000 rooms and the Club Casino Royale, but also a gorgeous pool and a shopper's fantasy. Amidst lush landscaping and cascading waterfalls is the Lagoon Swimming Pool. Designed to refresh guests, the pool area also features a wave pool and the relaxing Easy River ride. After a long hot day of sitting by the pool, there's nothing better than to relax with a cold drink. The Monte Carlo Pub and Brewery, one of the first breweries to come to a resort on the Strip, produces 6 original labels. Over 3,000 barrels or 93,000 gallons of beer are produced annually.
5 of our what we call our house beers, and there'll be a light beer, amber ale, a pale ale, stout, and an American wheat. I'm holding in my hand one of the 4 main ingredients in beer, and this is malted barley, the other 3 being water, yeast, and hops. After the beer is fermented, we will filter it and send it out to the bar. We have tanks that are similar to this that essentially are like big kegs. They go right to the bar.
In addition to great beer, you'll also find great food. At night, the restaurant turns into a rock and dance club featuring both DJs and live music. Next, 2 hotels that have the ultimate solution to escape the desert heat. Coming up on Las Vegas Up Close. The Hacienda Hotel and Casino, located on the far south end of the Strip, was a Las Vegas landmark for over 40 years. But on New Year's Eve 1996, it was imploded to make way for the beautiful and lavish Mandalay Bay Hotel and Casino.
Mandalay Bay is leading the era of hipness in Las Vegas. House of Blues. We can run jazz festivals in our beach environment. 12,000-seat special event center where the biggest acts in the world will appear. If rock and roll is the energy of the generation of baby boomers, that's what we are at Mandalay Bay.
Mandalay Bay opened in April of 1999 at a cost of $950 million. With over 3,700 rooms, it is now the 6th largest hotel in the world. Although a fairly new addition to the Las Vegas skyline, Mandalay Bay has already developed a reputation of providing top-quality service, accommodations, and amenities. Its standard rooms are over 500 square feet and include a variety of upscale features. The hotel also hosts 15 world-class restaurants. And if it's entertainment you're looking for, you'll find the world-famous House of Blues jam-packed with some of the greatest jazz and pop recording stars.
We've dedicated the blues bar downstairs to Presley because Presley was a consummate blues performer, and he was also the consummate Vegas energy performer. And so if we can live up to the type of energy that he brought to this town, being true to blues and R&B and soul and funk and bringing great music into here, and living up to the performance energy that he always exhibited, then I think we'll be in good shape.
We bring kids in and show them the folk art on the walls, and then teach them a little bit about how the music evolved from field hollers and chants, the blues, to where it is today.
Currently, one of the most popular pools, especially for families, is found here at the Mandalay Bay Hotel. Everywhere you turn, you'll find an exotic tropical water environment.
What we've done is taken a valley type of a architecture and brought it into a South Seas environment. And that's really what it is like at Mandalay Bay. It's South Seas, it's paradise, it's relaxation, it's tranquility.
There's a sand and surf beach and an 11-acre tropical lagoon with waves where you can actually surf.
The waves go up to 6 foot tall. The people are out body surfing early morning, dusk to dawn.
Guests can relish in the water gardens with lush foliage and waterfalls, cafes and lounges. There are also 3 exotic pools complete with cabanas and private bungalows, fully stocked with refreshments, televisions, and private jacuzzis. The hotel also features a lazy river.
It goes at 5 miles per hour, and it's about 3.5 feet deep, and it's very, very enjoyable just to coast around with a drink in your hand.
Another hotel casino that has received international acclaim for its beach-like pool is the Hard Rock Hotel.
You know, we're a rock and roll hotel. There's actually music underwater. So wherever you are in this hotel, you're going to hear music.
The already famed beach club includes thousands of tons of imported sand, ocean-like pools, deluxe private cabanas, and swim-up blackjack tables.
And we have something called the Bikini Camp. You can go online, you can check out the scenery. Warwick Stone designed every department here in the hotel. And when he decided to design the Palapa Bar, he told me that he was reading an article in a magazine called Architectural Digest and ran across a picture of David Bowie's home on a Balinese island and designed the bar after that.
The club recently underwent a $100 million expansion. At the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino's Beach Club, you'll forget that you're actually in the middle of a desert. Next, we'll show you one of the most expensive hotels in the world, coming up on Las Vegas Up Close. The Dunes Hotel epitomized Las Vegas during the booming 60s. Its famous Diamond of the Dunes marquee was one of the largest freestanding signs in the world. The hotel had over 1,000 rooms and one of the first 18-hole PGA golf courses. The Dunes truly represented the elegance and luxury of Old Vegas. And in 1993, it was imploded to make way for the new Bellagio Hotel. Bellagio Hotel and Casino, built on the site of the Dunes Hotel, gets its name from a beautiful Italian lakeside town in northern Italy and is considered a European fantasia. Construction cost $1.6 billion, making it one of the most expensive hotels ever built. Above the 18-foot ceiling in the grand lobby is an extraordinary glass sculpture and chandelier called Fiori de Como, created by the internationally acclaimed artist Dale Chihuly. Across the lobby is the beautiful conservatory garden. The trees, flowers, and theatrical presentations change with the seasons. A staff of 115 people is needed to prepare and maintain the garden. There's also an upscale shopping area called Via Bellagio, filled with boutiques and shops and some of the most famous names in the world. Outside, you'll find 6 distinctive pool courtyard settings with private cabanas, garden vista cafes, and soothing spas, accented by artfully formed gardens. One of the most spectacular features of the hotel is the 8-acre artificial lake. The fountains of Bellagio are choreographed to music with more than 1,000 water jets creating displays soaring as high as 240 feet in the air.
Nella penombra dolce della sera passa la primavera, cinguettano le rondini del volo. Febbre di luce d'aria ed io son triste solo, conti e mani tu non parti per tornare via piccina, costi tutta la mia vita.
Elegance, opulence, luxury, and beauty are all words that have been used to describe the Bellagio. But in truth, few words do it justice. If ever Las Vegas would lay claim to having a palace, it would have to be the Bellagio Hotel and Casino. Over the years, Las Vegas has inspired people to call her the Jewel of the Desert, Sin City, the entertainment capital of the world, and the City of Neon. And it's the city's magical theme hotels and mega resorts that have been at the center of this inspiration. Where hotels are a featured attraction, this wonderland of fantasy and imagination is the town we call Vegas.